Hello everybody, today is Thursday, October 27th. It's 4:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's now about 2 minutes after the regular futures session close, and I'm going to bring over the time and sales here so you can see what's the last trade on the E-mini S&P is 2126 approximately. And we had a really great day in the Auto Trader today. Before I begin, first the required disclaimer. Okay, really interesting day for the Auto Trader performance today. First up is the crude oil on the Superenco 7 tick, and this had, looks like 5 trades. We had a really nice opening here with a long and a short back-to-back. And we had 2 small losers here, followed by a nice winner into the close, giving us 1,030 for the session on 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the DAX on the Superenco 14 tick, and this did 1337 on 2 contracts. There was 4 winners and 2 losers. So we had a long, a short, a long, and a small short at the end, 1,300 on 2 contracts in the DAX. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on the 3-range chart. Years ago, we had a setup for the 3-range, and basically the way that worked is we would trail by the volatility stop once we hit 12 ticks, and then trail by bars at 24 ticks. And I have a daily goal of 1,000 and a loss limit of 1,000. This is trading 3 contracts. So really we're looking for about $325 per contract. And so this is the first day I've run this, and it did really well today. As you can see, it hit its goal and actually had 1 tick of positive slippage. This is a limit order at the close of the bar with a 1 tick pullback, and if we don't get filled within 3 bars, then we cancel the trade. So quite interesting. This has performed really well in the past, but I haven't followed it or plotted this chart in a long time. So we'll be looking at this in the days to come. Looks pretty promising. Okay, next up is the crude oil on the 500 tick chart, and this had a single short trade here at the end, which did 680, so that's about 34 ticks per contract on 2 contracts. So a really nice looking trade there. Okay, so next up is the E-mini S&P on a 1-minute line break chart, and we had a loser and then we recovered with a short trade into the close for a modest gain of 250. Okay, next up is the crude oil on a 34-second line break chart, and we had a really solid long off the open, followed by a couple of small losers, and then a couple of winners here, and then a couple of whipsaws here, and then finally into the close, and we ended up with a long trade into the close here, and then we ended up with 750 for the day on 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the crude oil on the 6-range chart with the line break algorithm, and this is also a new chart that I'm testing out on just regular range bars, and this is using the line break algorithm. So I just want to point out something on this. Once again, limit order at the close of the bar with a pullback. There's some pretty nice trades here. There's some losers, but you can see what a great job the indicator does, the line break indicator. And we ended up with 720 for the day on 2 contracts. That's pretty good. Okay, next up is the Japanese yen futures. On the Superenco 6 tick, we started off with a minor loser followed by a really solid short trade with a great exit here near the bottom for a net of 575 on 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the crude oil and the Superenco 6 tick, and this started off with a really solid short trade, and then we had a couple of small losers and then another solid short into the close, netting us 860 for the day on 2. Next up is the NASDAQ on the Superenco 10 tick. We took some heat in the early part of the session with 3 back-to-back losers, and then we recovered with a pretty solid short trade and a long trade here to net 475 on 2 contracts. Next up is the crude oil and the Precision Renko with the 300% reversal, and we had 3 trades here, 2 winners and 1 loser, ending up with 570 for the day on 2 contracts. That's all for today's video. If you'd like to find out more, please visit our website or please contact us at systems@bluewavetrading.com. Thank you for watching today.